Hello, time travelers. I got in a wreck, a literal fender bender, as you can see. It's totally lame. Your first question might be asking, what happened? You should probably be asking that if you didn't already see my short video that I uploaded last week, because I filmed it right after it happened, you know. Well, I was going one way on a street and I needed to turn left into a gym. My first time ever trying to go to a gym and to improve my life that way. I was gonna start working out at a gym and the traffic was backed up. So the one lane stopped to let me in, but there was another lane after that and that person was gunning it. Tell him what happened. I mean, what the guy that hit you said. Yeah, I'm about to tell him. The guy who hit me tells me that he was getting takeout for hanging out with some friends and they forgot the sauce, so he's rushing to get back to get the sauce. It's freaking stupid. I know, right? But if you haven't picked up on it yet, the little joke on my channel is about my broken time machine. I was actually referring to this because I call it the TARDIS. And I have a bumper sticker that says police public call box. And most people don't get that's a reference to Doctor Who. You know, just 2 weeks ago, somebody waved at me and said, I like your TARDIS. Because he knew the color blue in police public call box, what that means. It makes me so sad. Oh, TARDIS. My time machine is even more broken now. Ah, it's hot. Ah, yeah, the sun. It's hot. Stupid plane. Trying to film a scene. Go away, plane. You're not in this scene. I know, right? So, for those who are curious, I'm going to show you some of the dings and dents around this car and give you a little story behind each one. And if you're not curious, you can just use the chapters in the video to skip to the random thing and to the dad joke. Why would you want to skip all this great content? I don't know, people are weird. So obviously, this is where I was just hit and it bent my wheel over. And I looked underneath and I'll just show a picture on the screen how it looks like the frame is okay, but the wheel bearing is all bent like that direction. And it pushed the hood up and out of position. So maybe the hood spring mechanism will have to be replaced. And this is bent. Bart said, get bent, and it got bent. The battery was crooked. Quit doing that. The battery was crooked after the accident, but then I turned it and it was fine. So all of this is straight, but maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. That bolt right there poked a hole in my exhaust manifold. My exhaust manifold was already making noises, and that's one of the things I wanted to fix because the engine was getting kind of loud. But look, because I put my finger in the hole. Get your mind out of the freaking gutter. You said it. Shut up. You gotta be careful not to try to film me with the gimbal. It doesn't like that. I know. But the other thing with the engine is that I've had like 4 or 5 different harmonic balancers put on the front. That's only 1/2 of making your engine balance. The inside of your engine has this rod that goes like this. And it's always wanting to flip back and forth, so you put a weight on the front and the back basically to keep it straight. Well, turns out the last mechanic said, well, I'll have to lift the engine out because it looks like where it's balanced in the back, where the 2 gears connect together, they're supposed to have a notch where they line up. They did that wrong back in 2010 when I bought this engine. Stupid bent thing that got bent. Now this scratched up mess is just from me trying to pull straight into a garage once, and I was super nervous because of my ex. Well, now ex. Back then, I was with her and she was giving me the drama. Anyways, here's some rust that got really bad when an apartment complex gave me a lease for a garage, but then said, oh, we already gave that garage to someone else. You're gonna have to wait a whole freaking year. And so a tiny little speck of rust in the corner grew into that because I didn't have this in the garage every night, including that rust bit. I also rusted out my tailpipe and I had to get a new exhaust. Yeah, people were racing you on the street because they thought you were being loud on purpose. Yeah, that was stupid. Now behind my license plate here, you can see this rubber stuff had paint on it. Now that's not real damage, it's just they did the best they could, whoever painted it before I bought it back in 2009. That's one of my concerns. So if I get this whole body fixed and straightened out and I get it repainted, then I have to find somebody that knows how to paint this stuff so it matches. More rust. Now this rear fender is all bent in because I was turning left onto a road when this other truck was turning left this way, and I needed to go this way, so we went at the same time, but then somebody coming the other direction gunned it and went into my lane, peeled my bumper off, and also put this huge dent. And then moving on to this one, can you see it? Can you see it? All the wrinkliness? Because I'm turning right onto a 2-lane street at an intersection, but somebody was passing a truck, like trying to go around a truck like that, and hit me. So, remember people, do not change lanes in the intersection. You could smash somebody's old-timey time machine. So, I was actually on the way to sign the lease for the house I'm living in right now. So, and the tire, whenever I'd go over a bump on the freeway, would rub against the fender. So when I got home, I took the wheel off and then put my mad scientist goggles on. Yeah, mad scientist goggles. They're a must for any mad scientist. Laid on the floor and hit the inside of the fender with hammers until I was satisfied and I was also exhausted. And put the wheel back on. More rust, blah, blah, blah. And some more rust right there. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get this all worked on, get all the... Fix your muffler! Oh, loud guy. So I was hoping I'd get this all worked on and fixed up, and also probably get the rust worked out and just repaint the whole thing. And then drive a little more paranoid. Do you mean cautious? Whatever. Tell them about the repairs and stuff you were planning on doing. Right. But you can't do now because you have to wait for that. The blower motor, which is what blows the air on you when you got the heater, the AC on, that motor's burnt out. I got a new one, and I've been putting off doing that. And I also have a steering wheel puller so I can change the turn signal switch, because that's broken, the ignition cylinder, because maybe that's why I can't start the car sometimes, and the relay that when you turn the key, it pushes a rod and hits the relay down at the bottom of the steering column. Hey, let's get inside and shoot the random thing and the dad joke and figure out what our tech thing of the week is going to be. Yeah, all right. All right. So I was thinking maybe I could sell off some of the Ethereum that I've been mining using my cryptocurrency miner and also my other cryptocurrency miner, and then use that to fix the Nova. That sounds sensible. But FYI, folks, I've been contacting all kinds of body shops, and so far nobody seems to want to do the work. Even one of them was like... Yeah, tell him what he said. Yeah, I'm about to tell him. God. Oh, I can do that. Tell me what kind of stuff you need done. Send me pictures. I sent pictures, and then they were like, oh, do you know where to get the parts? I'm like, I'm aware of a couple places, and then they said, we're booked 2.5 years out. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they said that. It just makes me feel frustrated. You're saying nonsense words. You need to calm down, dude. I'm calming down. But a note to anybody who thinks that I drive like a madman. You drive like a madman. Shut up. And one person rode with me once and said, well, any flight that I can walk away from... Landing. Or did he say, yeah. Any landing that I can walk away from. A madman with a Nova TARDIS. All the times that someone's hit my Nova, I was traveling slowly. And I have a theory. They just come after you. Yeah. The theory is... people go where they're looking instead of looking where they're going. And they see an old pretty car and they're like, ooh, what's that? I'm just going to drive straight into it. Derper derper. So on to this week's tech thing. This tech thing is about a destination charger that I saw in a garage. It was the day before I wrecked the car. Really? I'm glad I got all my appointments done. The last day you I still had the car. Jinx! But I saw this destination charger, you know, it's for electric vehicles only as a sign for the parking space, but you don't always need it. It's the kind of thing that's there if you are going to be in the building for a while, or you're going to be walking around downtown or something for a while. You can give your car some charge. But
Across from it, I actually saw a Tesla.
Dun dun dun!
Which brings me on to
Drum roll.
something I might do to the Nova someday if I can afford it and find the right shop. Is that...
Do an EV conversion?
Yep. They have... This is the first one I found. Links in the description if anybody's curious, wants to look at it further. Is this block, which is actually a motor, which is a drop-in replacement for a 350 cubic inch engine, you know, which is what my car has. So you can power your car off of the batteries. These are batteries, I think. And there's an electric motor inside.
Obviously.
And there's this other one that is even closer resembling a 350 engine. And if I scroll down, you see...
It's the whole thing!
Yeah, exactly!
And it looks like it takes up the space of everything in the transmission.
Yeah, because that's the shape of the transmission right there. And your flywheel would be in between right there.
Hey, we forgot to let the peeps hear what the Nova's engine sounds like now that the manifold's been punctured by the bolt.
Oh, you're right! Let's go do that right now!
Alright, hold on, I'll start it. And put your seatbelt on. Freaking loud! Should I do it? Should I do it? In case you couldn't see earlier, that loud sound is because this bolt poked a hole in my exhaust manifold. Whoa! But the engine's so loud now you could probably not ever hear it knocking. Trust me, it's still knocking. I explained that in a previous video. Click the card, pause this video and finish watching that video and then come back or whatever. Stupid. Everything broken. Stupid. Whatever. Stupid. Dumb. Stupid.
Alright, we're back from those shenanigans. And now, enjoy this random thing.
Hey, you glitched me!
Deal with it, an imaginary version of me, or maybe time travel version of me.
Sad face.
This random thing comes from Andrew Londo on Facebook.
Is it Star Trek?
And it's... Yeah, that's Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It says, my hat's hat has a hat. I believe that renders your argument invalid, Commander.
She was always contradicting Cisco.
Yeah, she was always saying that. She was a fictitious religious leader in a fake made-up religion on a sci-fi show that I watched in the 90s.
You watched it again later.
Yeah, I did. 2015.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show. I'll watch it again. And now...
Dad joke time.
I shut my mouth that time so I didn't have to jinx you.
Whatever.
This comes from Bob on Books on Facebook. It says, why does Waldo wear a striped shirt?
Yeah, why does he?
Because he doesn't want to be spotted.
But I can see him.
Well, of course you can. It's a meme about Waldo. It's not actually a Where's Waldo thing.
But I can see him right there.
Ah, other me.
What?
And what should our awkward thing be?
I don't know, but... Hey, I'm wearing a different shirt than when we were filming earlier.
It's a different day.
What? Hi.
Well, you don't always exist.
So?
You stay up all night sometimes and do whatever, and I tell you don't have to exist when I'm sleeping, but then you just don't exist randomly for days and forget whole huge segments of time, or maybe whatever.
How does that work?
Shit, I don't know either.
Well, how am I supposed to deal with this? I mean, you guys, you, and me, or something.